one thing I find amazing is that a lot of the limiting beliefs you get from like childhood experiences or things that are like traumatic experiences where you decide that this is the type of person I'm going to be, and this is it. And you're not consciously aware you're making this decision, but unconsciously you just kind of accept that kind of thing. And I remember one of my favorite stories or analogies in like the personal development world is the example of the elephant. You know, like what they do to like baby elephants when they take them to what do you call it, to the circus. Like they tie them up to that rod, like a stake in the ground or whatever. And because the elephant's a baby and it's not strong enough to pull itself away from the rod, it struggles. So it struggles and struggles and struggles. And it comes to a point where the elephant gets worn down and it's like, you know what, Bonnet, I ain't going to pull on this little rod no more. I won't be able to escape this thing. And eventually it grows. And it grows to the point where it's so big that it could just tear down the place. It could just smash up the circus, choke the owner, smash it up, but it doesn't try anymore, right? Because it doesn't think that it can do it. But so just because you've had experiences in the past, or you've had things that happened to you in the past that you couldn't overcome, or you struggled in the past, does not mean that it equals the same in the future. So mindset work, subconscious, limiting beliefs, like Hamza said, it's important, man.
That's such a great analogy. Do you know, perhaps 1 or 2 years ago, I would have been thinking, what the hell are you guys talking about? Just tell me how many reps to do in the gym. Just tell me what line to use when I speak to the girl. Like, why are they talking, what the fuck's limiting beliefs? Like, why are you being weird, man? But now I realize how important this is, because every book I'm reading emphasizes how important your thoughts are and your belief system is. At first, I thought it was that feminine law of attraction, just say you'll be a millionaire, you'll be a millionaire. But now I realize, boys, a lot of the guys I'm speaking to, and I'm sure Josh will experience this, that a lot of the guys you come to, it's like perfectly that the elephant analogy. They've got that chain around them from something that happened as a child, and they don't realize that the chain is just in their mind. That they can't go to the gym because 7 years ago they tried to and they couldn't get consistent. A lot recently, even this goes quite deep and quite traumatic. You mentioned this, the childhood traumatic experiences. A couple of guys I'm coaching were abused as children. I made that binge eating video because this is something I keep continuously seeing with guys who binge eat, with guys who overdose on drugs, abused as children. And it's almost like even when they're 30 years old and very successful, they have a perception of themselves as somewhat of bad people who deserve to not be at like a healthy weight. And it's almost like they're somewhat either punishing themselves, or they've still got a certain level of anxiety because of that event, and now they overdose on junk food or the drug to ease that level of anxiety.
It's true. And it all stems from sometimes a deep-rooted fear that you don't believe that you're worthy of love. And that's one of the deepest things. And you may not like, you know what, I don't believe I'm worthy of love. Sometimes that's what it is. Like, especially with, I think, with like binge eating, I've noticed, like when somebody's had like a traumatic experience, maybe they've been abused or whatever, sometimes that's a coping mechanism. You start binge eating or you start overeating to get overweight, to repel people from coming to you because you're afraid, you know. So it gets deep like that, you know. So it's true, like, which is why it's so important. Like, I think every man should invest in counseling or therapy. Therapy is a beautiful thing, honestly. So it gets all that stuff out of you. Sometimes you need to do that deep work.
Do you know, that's exactly what one guy actually said, that when he dove deep into it, he took my recommendation to start journaling, really diving deep into why he binge eats. And he said one of the reasons is definitely because he feels safer at a much heavier weight, because he's less physically attractive, less desirable to any potential abuser.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But the thing is, it's like your mind is actually working for you, but it just not working for you in the way that you want it to go. Your mind's just trying to keep you safe. It's like, yo, what happened back then? That can't happen again. Boy, let's eat. So it does it. But so your unconscious is like, yeah, let's keep you safe. Your conscious mind is like, I want relationships. So journaling is a powerful thing, man, honestly. Like similar to Hamza, I remember last year when you were making your transition and doing your own thing. I remember we spoke about journaling, and we talked about having a gratitude journal as well. So doing that deep work. Guys, if you don't do it, stop. Like, journaling is a powerful thing, especially when you're just writing out how you feel, because there's no right or wrong way to do it. But as you do it, you get better at like highlighting the emotions that you're feeling. I feel like when I started journaling, like I was like, I don't know how I feel. I was like, I feel fine, or I feel good. But as you do it, you get better at like, oh, I feel a little bit of fear. Oh, I feel a little bit anxious. Oh, I feel a little bit this. So it will change your life. It makes you more open to new experiences as well. So journaling, what Hamza said, bang on.